Okay. I probably should be banned from taking oversleeping when I take naps, but yeah, that's why I'm a little bit late. I slept a little bit while taking my nap, but we're here now. Hello, Roberto. Welcome everyone to the second Firecracker 400 practice session for 2024. Um, I was originally gonna have this. I was originally gonna have it at 9 o'clock Eastern, but decided to move it a little early. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna get everything going here. I'm gonna skip the intro. I don't really care. Um, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. So here's the format. If I can get rid of this, there we go. So this will be the format. Kind of self-explanatory, similar to yesterday's. 25 minutes long. Daytona 2.5. We'll be at the Daytona track, 2.5 miles, super speedway, 31 degrees of banking. The water this time around is a lot cooler. Of course, it's at night, 76 degrees Fahrenheit, clear, with 9 mile/h towards the southeast. So it's gonna be interesting. So, and just as a reference, again, my voice sounds kind of screwed up. Again, my voice sounds weird. I do apologize because again, I did just wake up from a nap. But just as a reference from yesterday's Firecracker 400 practice session, the top 5 was Patrick Miller, Johnny Hernandez, Matthew Burnett, Jason Albert, and Nathan Stapleton. So we had about two Fords, 2 Chevys, and a Dodge. So a variety in that top 5. So we'll see what tonight will bring us here during the summer's biggest race qualifying practice for tonight. I accidentally started this early. Oops. I can go back. Yeah. Oops. Format on the screen. Go back to NR. There we go. So, once again, let's check out today. We got everyone on pit road. A few drivers coming out on track already, like Jordan Stout. I saw Brad Ream in the 6 coming on track as well. Phil Torres in the 41 as well. Ryan Wilson, Lipsy. 01 to Daniel Voiles. And it looks like Patrick Miller was the first driver on track. Of course, he was the fastest driver during yesterday's session, trying to maintain that title. It's the fastest car here at Daytona before the dual races on Saturday. Now, I said briefly yesterday, too, that these are probably a bit more important practice session. This practice session is probably more important than the one from yesterday, because, of course, the Firecracker will be under the lights. Looks like Rose actually was the first recorded lap. I apologize. But since the Firecracker 400 is going to be run under the lights, this is the closest the track will be during next week's race. Which, of course, gives these drivers a better idea of how these cars how their cars will run in these conditions. And last week it was kind of sparse. I keep saying last week. Yesterday, it was kind of sparse between if drivers were running in packs or not. Some drivers were, some drivers were not. It was definitely very mixed, but I would not be surprised if during tonight's session we see more packs. Anyways, Joe T now the fastest driver on the... I should probably not say who's the fastest driver on the board, because this is going to constantly change. It was Joe T. Now it's Caleb Rose. I could find the 59. There he is. All by himself. And then well, so far... Oh, God. So far, only 10... about 14 drivers. Roughly half the field or so. I even scored a lap. Now that's changed to 17. With Daniel Voiles on the fastest driver. There he is. Side by side with defending Firecracker 400 winner Nick Sant. No, chat. Oh, sorry. Okay, so was at one point the fastest driver. Now it's Johnny Hernandez in the 46. A lot of drivers still trying to get settled here. Not many packs so far. Hernandez 3 wide in the middle of Joe T. On the outside. On to his inside. Master Chase on the outside. Can't talk. This is exactly life. Probably should not be doing this stuff immediately after I get up from a nap. Oh man. On board for Crown. He's right behind the defending Firecracker. Where he's going. And that was probably perfect timing too. I got on board of Crown. Now he's the fastest driver on the board for 47.909. And just for reference, still obviously very early in this rather short session, the fastest lap time during the last practice session yesterday was a 46.074. I'm gonna see if anyone could match that or surpass that here in this night here under these nighttime conditions. Now, of course, Saturday will be the dual races, both dual number one and both dual number 1 and dual number 2, while Sunday will be the Fast 6. So the top 3 finishers of each dual race, dual number 1 and dual number 2. We move on to the Fast 6. It'll be similar to how IndyCar does their Fast 6 qualifying for the front rows. It'll be single car runs. Each driver gets 3 laps. And the fastest 3-lap average. Fastest speed, good God, for those 3 laps will be, and will be the pole sitter, and obviously, and all the other positions will be sorted also by that 3-lap average speed. Tuesday is, of course, that mystery Daytona race. Yeah, I'm not revealing anything about that race unless you watch it. So if you're curious on what that race could possibly be, the only way to find out is if you tune into the premiere on Tuesday afternoon. I mean, Tuesday night. Good God. This is why I should not stream when I get up from a nap. Because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. But, okay. So Tuesday night would be the mystery race. Well, of course, next Thursday, will be the Firecracker 400, the fifth running of it on this channel. And also, too, don't forget, later in July will be our 100th channel race at Paris. Polls for that, I might have to post those polls soon. I haven't checked in on those Paris, the 100th race polls recently, but I do. But there's 2 polls, one of them being best your favorite tracks and your favorite races we've ever had in the channel. I do hope to have and hopefully if we do get enough votes for that, I will make a top 5, or I will reveal the top 5 just before the 100th race. So just kind of what's going on here on the channel in the month of July. I guess closing off June and going into the month of July. But okay, this is why I should not do this when I get up from a nap, because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. But okay, so stay focused here. There's Brendan Beal, the defending PSL champion. During yesterday's session, he was 10th fastest. Beal has had some pretty solid speed at and he's generally had some pretty good speed during these test sessions or practice sessions, whatever the case may be, where he won't hit the 97. All good. As of right now, Beal is 15th. Still have some time left, 17 minutes. Definitely still have time to get a good lap in, especially if these 3 other drivers can form a pack. There's Stapleton in the 97. He's currently 26th fastest on the board. Anthony Hernandez, I should say. Side by side of Jordan Stout. The former is in 32nd, but the latter's in 33rd. Probably hoping that this decently sized pack of 6 drivers pick him up here. Looks like Albert's going to lead is going to try being the leader of this pack, side by side of Phil Torres, Bradley Reed, and Baker almost right next to her. As I said, Albert's going to come down pit road. After Jinx is real, apparently. There's another pack. This is Dylan Matthews and Burnett. Random. Wilson and Forbes. Also, meeting some of our drivers also in this pack. These Haas now coming out of pit road. Nick Sant on pit road. Albert also still. There's Matthew Hill. Braden Carruthers. Keyshawn Richardson. And Patrick Miller also. I think I mentioned Miller. And Miller was first at early on in this session, but as of right now, Patrick Miller, again, the driver who was the fastest during our first session yesterday, is already on the 29th despite being in this pack. That's surprising. So this could possibly mean that maybe Miller's trying to maybe may have a better setup for the duels as opposed to the main Firecracker, which is gonna be interesting because even though the duel race only rewards points to a handful of drivers, it's still important. The duel races, I argue, is still pretty important because you never know. Like the max points you can earn in the duel race is 4 points, but you never know. With how short this series is, those 4 points can mean the difference between a championship and not. Anyways, as for this small group of drivers, Madison Chase currently 24th, Joe T 29th, and Johnny Hernandez, 1 point was the fastest, now 26th fastest. Got some tango race, we got some tango drafting here. Ross McTrain, of course, the winner from the Meadowlands. Skylar Taylor open up the 45 for all points scored. Bubble Pop's going to join the 29 on the inside and leaving Caleb Rose at the dry. Now let's go to a pack with the driver who's still the fastest on the board, Kyler Sustra on the 19, who he and Kellen Baker are all by themselves. Yet despite that, they're the fastest two drivers on the board. With Sustra, with both drivers, in fact, but definitely Sustra more so than Baker, knocking on the door that 46-second range when it comes to laps, when it comes to the lap time. You know, Brad Ream is third fastest, Phil Torres fourth fastest, and Gutierrez fifth. Every big improvement for Gutierrez as he was towards the bottom of the speeds during yesterday's session. In fact, he finished all the way down in 34th, second to dead last when it comes to times. Here under the lights, Gutierrez seems to be finding better speed in his car. What's going on board from, by the way? Yeah. Gutierrez, still, of course, the winner from December kickoff back in May in Tennessee, bringing back the Trans Am Firebird livery that he ran last year. As for some other notable drivers up here, Alexander Valla, 6th on the board. Alex Smolin, 7th fastest on the board. Jordan Forbes, 8th fastest. McTrain, 9th. And Matthew Burnett, and so far Matthew Burnett, who, by the way, happy birthday to Matthew Burnett if you're watching this. Oh, as I say that, he drops down to 13th, but so far he's on the he was in the top 10 at some just now up until then. Down to 13th, Forbes down to 11th, McTrain down to 12th. As Alex Mullen is now 10th. Keyshawn Richardson now is at the top 10 in the 24. But the 20. Also in 7th. Other drivers also down here. Random J 19th. Other drivers also down here. Wilson 17th. Random J 19th. Beal down to 20th. Matthew Hill 21st. If I can find him. There he is. Caleb Rose 23rd. Skylar Taylor 24th. Stapleton 29th. Bubbles 26th. And as for the bottom of the barrel drivers, unfortunately, as of right now, Johnny Hernandez, 33rd fastest, Joe T, 34th fastest, for rookie Jack Haas. Really the slowest time in the 48-second range, but now he's in this pack. That could potentially change. Hopefully, get a time faster than 48 seconds. 11 minutes remaining here in the practice session. Again, I made these sort of short on purpose, just because these races take much longer to make than they used to be. As of right now, I need to finish recording Firecracker, like recording the race, like the cars running in the game or whatnot. About 60% done with that. I'm likely to do commentary for the duels tonight, so these are, but yeah, suffice to say, it is pretty hard making all these races basically within, like, making 4 videos in the span of a week from one another, even if all but one of them are shorter length. Anyways, here's easily the biggest pack, and props the biggest pack we've seen in any of these practice sessions. You got 1, 2, 4, about 6 to 8 cars. I think, about 8 cars in this pack. Definitely not even close to how many drivers we're gonna have, and potentially, as I said, that potentially Sperling Random could get picked up in this pack as well. But as I was saying, this is definitely not the pack size we expect to see at Daytona. But if the Firecracker does indeed go green all the way, and everyone gets separated from one another due to pit stops, this could very well be a pack we could see in the race. But obviously, probably for the first 50, 60 laps, unless if so many cars wreck out early in the race, I don't know if we're gonna see a more. I don't know if we're gonna see a smaller pack like this. It looks like Random and Sparrow will get picked up. Random's gonna go to the outside. He's actually gonna slow down the rest of this pack, which includes 2 of your fastest drivers. Oh my, are we 4 wide? Yes, we are. Watch out, y'all. This is gonna get. Watch out, y'all. This is just practice for being 4 wide. 4 by 2 through turns 3 and 4. Watch out. Hopefully they sort this out. Please sort out. Why are y'all going 4 wide in the middle of a practice session? We're still 4 wide. 9 minutes remaining. Oh my god. Stallion and Sustry are literally inches from one another in the middle. Very risky move for, and again, in fact, 2 of the fastest drivers on the board are all here. In fact, several drivers in this top 10 all here. Stout's in the top 10. Anthony Hernandez, Gutierrez. This is very risky. Very risky move, to say the least. Look at this. Oh, Stout and Hernandez nearly got into each other there. That could have been a wreck. They are still 4 wide. Okay, this might be an accurate representation, because we've had several 4 wide instances over the past few years at Daytona. Short PSL officials aren't too. Finally, 4 wide situation finally sorted out. I'm sure PSL officials aren't too happy with the 4 wide at Daytona, just because it's 9 times out of 10 caused the past several big ones here in the Firecracker 400. But hey, I won't deny it. It's definitely kind of nerve-wracking, which is something that we all like. Us race fans do kind of like seeing, even if we don't like to admit it or not. We do like some tension in our races, again, if we like it or not. That was very scary. That was definitely very scary. There was no need to do that during practice. We haven't had a single lap in when it comes to the duels or anything, and you go 4 wide. Just wonderful stuff, I guess. Insane. Anyway, 7 minutes remaining. Looks like they could pick up Jordan Forbes. Some other bigger packs here. Brendan Beal 3 wide in the almost 3 wide in the middle there. Matt Thiel losing ground, but here comes Alex Mullen to potentially give Matt Thiel a bit of a shove here. We'll see what happens. Joe Bros gets shuffled to the outside by Bubble. Beal moves to the outside, coming to the inside. Another smaller pack here. Johnny Hernandez all right behind Jason Albert. Everyone else is either in a very small pack, or everyone else is either all by themselves on a small pack. But so far, Kellen Baker actually put up a faster time than Kyler Sustry, 46.922. Still slower than Patrick Miller's lap time from yesterday, which was again a 46.074. Sustry is still second fastest on the board, In fact, Baker and Sushar are the only 2 drivers as of right now to have times in the 46-second range. While Dan Matt Tails is the 3rd fastest. The highest driver below a 46-second time range with a 47.094. Brendan Beal, 4th fastest. Kent DeVal, 5th. Gutierrez, 6th. Anthony Hernandez, 7th. Bradley Ream, 8th. Alex Mullen, 9th. And Jordan Stout, 10th. So, number of the big name drivers on top of the board as of right now, we're in this group of drivers. And Stout's coming down pit road now. Here comes Stapleton to join the rest of these drivers. Whoa! So let's try Stapleton to really check up there because let's try to slow down. Stapleton probably had a good lap going until that happened. Meanwhile, the only 2 drivers. Meanwhile, and that's what it appears that the only 3 drivers. In fact, everyone in this pack, probably because of Stout coming up pit road, all have to sort of check up. The only 3 drivers that were able to. Really able to continue to keep up their speed was Baker, Gutierrez, and Anthony Hernandez. Meanwhile, here's this pack, this pack this time by New England 4. Now here we are, 4 wide again. That time by coming to the trial. This time around they were quickly able to sort that out. I'm surprised. We've had 2 potentially. Let me go back because I think there were 4 wide off 4 as well. I usually don't go back in the middle of everything, but oh yeah, they were 4 wide off 4. Brendan Beal to the outside. Caleb Rose was forced into issue as Bubble and Alex Mullen nearly touched. Whoa, that was close between Mullen and Caleb Rose there. Aggressive racing here in just practice. If practice is this crazy, imagine the actual race. This is gonna be, we're gonna be in for a great Firecracker 400, y'all. I can guarantee you that. Too aggressive. But yeah, I expected. To be honest, I definitely expected more packs in this race, but I didn't really expect 4 wide. Beal down pit road there. See Jordan Flores as well. Another driver coming on pit road. That's Brandon Carruthers. But I did not expect 2 separate packs go forward. Let's go on board with a driver. Let's go on board with Santa Vala. Oh, that was a dangerous place for Forbes to merge. Got Santa Vala currently still 5th on the board. So far, most of these speeds and rankings on the leaderboards remain pretty much the same as we come down about less than 4 minutes remaining. Now, of course, as per usual, all the results I'll show all the results after the time runs up for the session, as well as I'll also post all of these sessions on the Discord. So, usual practice there, usual procedure when it comes to stuff like this. But definitely a pretty wild practice session. Probably the wildest test/practice session we've had here in the Palm Springs League this year. Just because, well, I kind of like because we had 2 pieces of dungeons and both had wrecks. So no wrecks so far, but definitely kind of nerve-wracking for these drivers that are trying everything they can not to get the most out of these cars, but also to keep them out of harm's way. Because you're going to use these cars for both the duels. Your Fast 6 driver, you're going to use it for the Fast 6, and of course for the Firecracker. You got to keep these cars. You got to keep these cars as clean as you possibly can, because going to backup, you definitely want to go to a backup car. Even though this is super speedway, make up ground pretty fast. You definitely don't want to go to a backup car, especially if you're a driver in this top 10 when it comes to the leaderboard. Even though we have less than 3 minutes remaining, this pack is still a very aggressive McTrain. Forcing, as Rose gets forced up high to the track, Santa Val and Bubble on the inside. While in front of these drivers, and here's another aggressive pack, 3 wide going into the trial vault. That's Madison Chase in the middle. Hernandez almost made it 4 wide, but backs off. Instead, settles behind Joe T, or Albert comes up to block the 8 car. Let's see if there's any other packs. Looks like so far there's only 2 packs left in the race. on board with the fastest driver still on the board. We got a single file group here. No, Baker's down pit road. Never mind. So let's try. Where is he? Here he is, the lead driver in this main group, as the fellow Dodge is Spurley's helping him out here. So that was, I believe, was that Spurley on the brakes? Heard him on the brakes coming down pit road. Lipsy coming back on track. But we're down to the final minute. We're at Daytona for our second Firecracker 400 practice session. First time we've had 2 practice sessions for the summer's biggest race. We usually have only one for Firecracker, 1 for the showdown race. Unfortunately, there's no showdown race this year, so filling the void, we have 2 Firecracker 400 practice sessions. Alright, here's Madison coming back on track. These guys are coming at full speed. Hopefully nothing goes wrong here. Watch out. This is going to be... no, they're fine. Okay, they're fine. I thought it was going to be more chaotic. And it's actually a good place to merge. Not... like, usually these mergers happen, like, going into turn number 1. But now... she merged back onto the track just before turn number 2. It's a much safer place to merge, as opposed to like this. Like here's how to usually merge. Look at this. Yeah, right there. That's a pretty dangerous place to merge. When usually there's like a big, especially when there's like a big pack right next to you, when you merge back on the track. But Kellen Baker. Betting that I went on board with him because Kellen Baker is going to be the fastest driver for tonight's practice session for a time of 46.922. And let me just pull up results from preseason Thunder because if I recall, Baker also had the fastest preseason Thunder time during our preseason Thunder at Talladega. And yes, he did. So KC Garage definitely the best when it. So KC Garage definitely using showing flexing their muscle when it comes to fast times on super speedways. And perhaps this is the most important out of all of them, just because the Firecracker 400, this summer's biggest race, is a night race, and Baker ended up reigning supreme here in the second nighttime session. Meanwhile, Kyle was just trying his first Firecracker 400, gets his second, Matt Cielo third. Defending series champion Brendan Bill for solid 4th, while Sandoval rounds off the rest of the top 5. Meanwhile, Gutierrez 6th, Anthony Hernandez 7th, Bradley Ream 8th, Alex Bowen 9th, and Jordan Stout rounds off the rest of the top 10. So 2 out of the 5 Pontiacs, 3 out of the 5 Pontiacs, I should say, all of the Pontiacs of which being of different teams. One KC with Baker and Gutierrez single car teams, or Stout is with Aero Atlanta, he's with the biggest Pontiac team. But all 3 Pontiac teams all represented inside this top 10. So definitely promising look for Pontiac thus far. Philip Torres, 11th fastest, Stapleton 12th fastest, Riley Spurley 13th, Brandon J 14th, Joe T 15th, Patrick Miller, who was the fastest in our yesterday's session, 16th, I should say, Ross McTraney 17th fastest, Jason Albert 18th, Brandon Carruthers 19th, while his teammate Bubble rounds off the rest of the top 20. Keyshawn Richardson 21st, Jordan Forbes 22nd, Matthew Hill 23rd, then there's Skylar Taylor 24th, Matthew Burnett 25th, Dylan Matthews 26th, Rose 27th, Wilson 28th, Denine of Lipsy 29th, and Roberto Crown 30th. As for the final 5 drivers, Johnny Hernandez 31st fastest. Definitely, compared to his teammate inside of Hoodlum, definitely a huge fall off for the 46. I mean, again, Hoodlum, Anthony Hernandez got 8th, while Johnny got 31st. And also, Johnny was the 2nd fastest during yesterday's session as well. So, a lot of the drivers who did well during yesterday's session just didn't really do that well here today, sadly. Like, Miller was below the top 15. Hernandez was below the top 30. Matthew Burnett was below the top 20. Jason Albert, 18th compared to 4th. Stapleton was 12th fastest versus 5th fastest. Okay. The only driver who really seemed to be somewhat consistent was Kyler Sushra. Kyler Sushra got 6th during yesterday's session and got 2nd during tonight's session. But I'm getting off track here. Brendan Beer also got 10th yesterday and 4th today. So only a handful of drivers able to maintain some type of consistency going from yesterday's practice session going into tonight. But I'm going off topic here. Hernandez 31st fastest, Jack Haas 32nd fastest. Daniel Voiles 33rd fastest, almost flat from where he was yesterday, where he placed 32nd fastest. Tonight places 33rd. Meanwhile, defending Firecracker 400 winner Nick Sand also with another shockingly disappointing speed time here tonight as he gets 34th. He finished 33rd. He gets 34th tonight. He got 33rd fastest yesterday. So I'd imagine Nick Sand, that team over at RC Motorsports, probably scrambling to make to get the car the defending Firecracker 400 winner deserves. And finally, to round off the rest of the field is Madison Chase in her first Firecracker 400 start. It was already 5th slowest time. And the slowest time during yesterday's session was a 47.079, but tonight is a 47.756. So definitely slower times here at the nighttime as opposed to the daytime. But of course, when we race the Firecracker 400, we'll be with the massive pack or whatnot. So that'll also, of course, play a huge factor during the summer's biggest race next Thursday. And just a reminder, and just a final look at the schedule again. So we just finished both practice sessions. Of course, Saturday, June 29th, will be the WeatherTech Duels. Sunday will be the Fast 6 qualifying. Tuesday will be the aforementioned, I mentioned these already, but Tuesday will be the mystery race. I'm not revealing anything about that race until that race premieres at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. And of course, Thursday will be the summer's biggest race, the Firecracker 400. I can guarantee y'all, this is a race where that Firecracker is going to be really, really cool. But for now, guys, thank you guys for watching this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it, even though I was half asleep for a quarter of it. But thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all during the duel.